What is going on? The red sun rising again with a thick dolphin. Yeah, beginning of videos are weird. Seriously, if any of you guys have any of these dolphins out there, they're amazing. They're so fluffy. Seriously, your entire hand fits on it and just squooshes inward. And look at his little face. Me. I'm gonna go put this guy back up there with his buddies so we can actually get onto whatever we're doing. But I wanna hang out with you. You can still see me. But I want to. Your voice is super creepy. Well, it's your impersonation of my voice. This is why I don't take you down from here. But I love you. No, you don't. Come on. Stay back. I will get the taser again. You wouldn't dare, bitch. Wouldn't I? You're going back. And there he stands, frozen, until I need him once again. So, what's going on today? I started Does anybody else have that, they have that need to just get into, whatever, you see something really, a small fandom, or it could be huge, you have no idea because you've never heard of it, but then you, hear about it, and you hear about all the cool stuff that's in it, and, I need to figure out where it is, but there's no, there's no starting point. There's no official, where did it begin? Here, and then, you can work your way up. If you wanted to get into Elder Scrolls, you could start at Skyrim. You honestly could. Or you could start at, the very first game. I'm not sure. I think it was Arena. A friend of mine started at Morrowind, and then he worked his way up, and now he's anxiously awaiting Elder Scrolls 6. Or if you play Fallout, you can start at the first one, you can start at Fallout 4, 3, you can start wherever you want. But there's these fandoms where you don't know where to start, and they're so super cool. And it's so hard to find. Also, since I could see the shirt all the time, Fooly Cooley. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a trip. It is a trip. But if you do you find those fandoms, personally for me, it was two of them. The first one was the SCP universe. And currently at this time, I've figured out some of the best parts of it, the stuff that I hold deeply because I love that stuff so much. It's a good mix of over the top and it's over the top monster meets human meets other monster meets craziness mixed in with cosmic horror that Lovecraft himself started. I feel like he started it. And it's just it's so insane and it's so cool. But now I finally figured out where to start, where do I do there. But right now, I think the hardest one for me to figure out where the beginning and end to is Warcraft. Not Warcraft. I don't play MMORPGs all that much, but Warhammer 40K. or 40,000. I know everybody I know calls it 40K, but it's just ridiculous. It's everybody in it is so insanely overpowered, and it's so crazy. Where it's like, I see videos of it all the time on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. I don't know if anybody's heard of it or not. Just keeping it real for my home. No, I don't. I should break my fingers for doing that. But it's just so fucking crazy. There's people out there who only have seen Star Wars and that's all they love. And that's like the only nerdy thing that they love because of how crazy Star Wars is. It's like, oh, there's crazy shit in it. There's like guys who can shoot lightning from it. There's half cyborg dudes. There's alien creatures. There's alien races that know this wizardry where they can pick shit up with their hands and like, and then they like blow it away with their bare hands. And so they can force choke and slow down time. But Warhammer is so much cooler. It's like if Star Wars, Star Trek, and every heavy metal album ever were shoved together to create this just raw fucking beauty. It's so fucking cool. Like, I am really new to this. Like, the most I know about the story is what I've seen in the people on YouTube who have made videos about it for lore. And if any of you haven't seen it, the Exploring series is an amazing channel, and I watch every single thing that he comes out with, and I'm working on everything that he's come out with. I know he's doing at the moment of recording this, he's doing a Dungeons and Dragons one where he's going over the lore of like certain things in it. But I want to finish his SCP videos before I finish the Dungeons and Dragons. It feels weird. It feels weird saying Dungeons and Dragons like it's not the nerdiest fucking game you can ever play. Like, everybody shits on it for being like, oh, you play Dungeons, you play D&D? Oh, you're a fucking loser. You're like that guy who everybody else is at the football game watching all that. Like, dude, who are you trying to impress or make angry? Like, imagine that. Like, I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. I can see like a little glare strip right here, like right there, and it's kind of annoying. How about I just go over here? It's a little less noticeable like that. But those guys who they'll get mad and try to make you feel bad for being a nerd and liking shit like that. That's such a weird thing. Where does that come from? Like, I don't know if you can tell by the copious amounts of nerd shit right there, the nerd shit right there. I can't figure out where my fingers go. Over there. Where all the posters up right there. But, yeah, I'm not a big sports guy. And for the sports that I do like, it's like getting into MMA every once in a while because somebody is just a big enough meme to where it's funny. Like, I think his name's Conor McGregor. He did that whole noodle walk up towards somebody like a confident little prick. And it was fucking hilarious. So I knew I had to watch the next 3 fights he was in, and it was fucking awesome. And then, but people make so much of a big deal about liking sports that they act like it's a personality trait, and liking nerdy shit is nowhere near what that is. Like, it's 100% okay to have a man cave dedicated to well, here's my Xbox and my PlayStation. What do you use them for? I use them for Madden, FIFA, and NBA. Whatever the fuck the NBA's one's called. I play all of those games. I love every single one of them. When I'm not playing those games, I'm watching the game, and then I watch the. Not only do I watch the game, but I watch the draft. I record the 30-minute TV show that comes on after the game, so I can see if it goes into overtime. I invite all of my friends over to watch the Super Bowl. I paint my face up, and I have a football signed by, I was going to say Wayne Gretzky, but then I'm like, maybe you shouldn't go on a rant and then fuck up the facts. It's like, I got Tom Brady to sign this deflated ball. No, I'm kidding. All those different things. Like, you can have an entire man cave dedicated to, like, sports shit, and nobody will bat an eye. But if you have, like, my room around me, everybody says something like, wow, you're a nerd. But nobody ever walks into a man cave and is like, wow, you're a fucking jock. And they mean that as an insult, and then they walk away. Yeah, like, dude, what's more impressive? Having a football in your house on a pedestal that's signed by, like, Peyton Manning, or in a basketball signed by Shaq, or having, like, a big, like, model Terminator signed by, I think it was no, not the director, Arnold Schwarzenegger. How insane would that be? Because, like, a good portion of men watch sports, but that's still a fraction of men. Fucking everybody has seen Terminator. And what is it? Like, I don't know. I used to be a dick about, like, if you like sports, mostly because I was being defensive about being a nerd. But, like, now, the more that I think about it, the more I realize, like, if you like something, just like it. Don't be a dick. Because if you like nerdy stuff, like anime, live action TV shows, like, I don't think The Walking Dead is a nerdy thing. If you cosplay, then you're a nerd. Done deal. That's the gate. You could have been like, oh, I just kind of like this show every once in a while. I just like no signs of being a nerd. But then you find out, like, Comic-Con is happening like 20 minutes from your house. And you're like, oh shit. And you show up dressed as Doctor Who because you had a suit lying around. You fucked up your hair. I'm talking about the not Matt Smith. Fuck, I knew his name. Eccleston? No, not Eccleston. God, what's his name? If any of you are actually watching this, and you're screaming it from your monitor, or you're, like, sitting there, if this ever does get any views, or people decide to actually comment, you can just be like, it's whatever. He was the best actor ever. Ever. I don't know. I can't figure out his name right now, but he was the bad guy on the Netflix show that was for Marvel. He was the Purple Man. And he was also in Genlock and a few other things. David Tennant, that's his name, David Tennant. I can't figure out his name for the life of me if I focus on one thing, but if I start naming off his IMDb page, then I'm just like, oh, David Tennant, I'll figure it out. Selective nerd brain. But like somebody shows up dressed like him, that you're immediately a nerd. If you like, oh, I had a suit and a trench coat and I fucked up my hair and I put a pair of glasses on, congratulations, you're a nerd. You cosplayed once, you can't take that back. Cosplaying is like losing your virginity. There's no like going back. You're done. You're done. No more after that. Why is my fucking head itch? Thought you were getting a look at my beautiful. Thought you were getting a look at my Pennywise looking face. There's a reason I'm wearing the mask. I don't give a shit about my privacy, but I do give a shit about people fantasizing about me in the middle of the night. Like some of you are thinking like, oh, PewDiePie is one of the prettiest looking guys on YouTube, or oh, Mark is one of the best looking, oh, Jacksepticeye, one of the best looking, oh, whoever fourth, who would be the fourth guy? Whoever. But no, you're thinking about a guy who currently has 0 subscribers and a mask. It's like, whoever you want to be up here is your guy. But at the moment, this is my face. I'm keeping it like this. Tough face. Pretty tough. And alright, back from the tangent of how smexy I am. No. What was I originally talking about? Getting into shit. Getting into nerdy shit that you can't figure out where to start from. I can't figure out where to start on Warhammer. So I feel like I'm supposed to be like going to different YouTube places, trying to find like introductions to it. But like the introduction covers like the majority of what happened, just glossing over all the build up. It's like, oh, I want to figure out what happened more in history, but like I can't figure out what happened. What happened in history? Let's go into history class, and imagine if history class was like all the semester that you took summed up into a 30-minute video. This is not an accurate depiction. This is 40 years. This is about a year. This is 30 minutes. No. This is a year. This is 30 minutes. Roughly, I don't know the pixel measurement on what it can see, but it's like you're gonna spend a whole bunch of time learning about the Civil War. Well, let me just look up a YouTube video and like, oh, it's 3 seconds long. The North won. That's it. That's all I needed to know. North won. Don't you need to know how the North won? No. They won. That's all that matters. What about all the cool shit that happens in between? I don't need to know about that. Shut your mouth. And don't come near me or my wife again. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say no, I'm kidding until I figure out a better transition word back into a statement after I get done with a tangent that I've gone on. And by the way, when I uploaded my last video and it was 45 fucking minutes long, it took, like, I had to re-upload it like 4 times because I couldn't figure out how it just wouldn't upload until I figured out, like, until I went into my YouTube channel and it said, like, long videos are not able to be downloaded unless you update this terms. Click here to learn about your terms. And then I kept, like, clicking the underline thing, like, come on, what the fuck's going on? And then, like, there was no prompt to click it. Like, that's a big problem. Like, that seems like a fairly... It's underlined, and it's telling you to click it, yet you can't click it. I had to look up a YouTube video about how to upload a YouTube video. Imagine asking a librarian to read. That's what I did. Hey librarian, how do I read? Please explain this to me. I am too stupid. Please don't kill me, I'm stupid. Oh, don't kill me, I'm so stupid. I don't even know. There's so much. I'm gonna eventually figure out most of this. But at the moment, I am what the cool kids are calling fucking dumb. You feel me? Once I figure out how to like update, or once I figure out how to like not down, editing. Once I start editing everything, I'll be able to like, when I jump to a joke, then I'll immediately be able to clip over me laughing so that it'll immediately like transition into something. So it won't be like 45 minutes with a bunch of pauses. It'll be 15 minutes and it'll look like I never took a breath ever. I'll just wear a really thick shirt and you won't be able to see me breathe at all. It'll just be, you never see me taking a breath because you can't see my nostrils, my mouth, or my chest. Big on. But other than the Warhammer thing, I'm getting closer to figuring out everything. I just had to reread the wiki about like the Space Marines physiology, and it's so fucking cool. Seriously, like Jedi in Star Wars are always taught like, oh, what's my training to become the ultimate warrior? Or amongst the Jedi Order. Well, you just need to think logically rather than emotionally. What happens if I act emotionally? You join the Sith. How fucking cool would it have been if all the Star Wars movies took place, instead of them being a Jedi or a Sith, they could be a gray Jedi Knight, where he's that razor's edge in between lightning hands and healing. Like, that could be such a cool thing. I think that's why I didn't get into the Star Wars movies as much as I should. I love The Mandalorian, though. That was an awesome show. Oh, and I love all the characters that everybody, as you can see, like, back there, that's a Darth Maul. Not, don't kill me for that one. That's a Boba Fett dartboard. I had dartboard set up in my mind, so I'm like, Dart Maul. I think my favorite characters in Star Wars will probably be, well, since I got to know them a lot better. I haven't seen Clone Wars or Rebels, which I really need to do. Everybody who's ever seen it says it's amazing. But when I finally do watch them, I'll maybe have more respect for Darth Maul. Like, currently, he's one of the cooler guys because he's, like, his design is cool, and his abilities are badass. And Darth Maul is also the only person in cinematic history to kill Liam Neeson, so I feel like that's merit enough. But I need to. I may have nerdy shit right here, but there's so much that I could learn. My favorite characters in Star Wars at the moment are Boba Fett, even though he's not a Mandalorian anymore. The Mandalorian, and Darth Maul is a low number 3. Other than that, I don't know. I can't get into Star Wars as much as I should. I only have that up there because The Mandalorian was badass. Because I don't want this to turn into a rant about what. Holy shit! I'm at 25 minutes already. I don't want this to turn into a rant about like why I don't like Star Wars or why something's messed up about it. I don't. It just. It seems like there's not a lot of improvement. Like you're telling me you're thousands of years in the future and you have all these abilities. Like you have wizard abilities based on like the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the Jedi. The midichlorian is the powerhouse of the Jedi. I'm gonna get like, if I ever do get merch, I want like it to be this, and underneath it just says the midichlorian is the powerhouse of the Jedi. If anybody's watching that, don't fucking steal it. I will copyright my foot in your ass. I don't know how to copyright stuff, so I'm just gonna kick your ass. That's right, threatening violence on YouTube, son. Beep. But I don't know. The same friend who's into like all this other stuff that I am, he really likes Star Trek: The Next Generation, but I never gave a fuck about Star Trek in general. Like I saw 3 movies, but they were all like 2 years apart, so I never really cared enough to get into it. I'm like, oh, it's a lot better once you get into it. You'll start figuring everything out. You learn about the Federation, the neutral zone, all that other shit that the Big Bang Theory makes fun of because they think they're being smart and it ends up just coming off as cringy. But like, I never got into it. There was something about it that I just couldn't get a hold of. It seemed like the humans, the only cool thing about them was like, well, why didn't we think of that? Well, the humans thought of it first. The only thing that everybody likes about it, I feel like, is humans are dumb as fuck. But they're also the most willing to do crazy shit. And that's how they get stuff done. Like, how did we get out of this? This thing is like pressing up against my nose. I might switch to a different mask and a little bit later. Or I might like loosen a few things on. Like, why does my head itchy? Not getting a look at this face anytime soon, bitches. Yeah. But it seems like I feel like a story is only as good as the way that you can make it human. Because humans in Star Wars make a little bit of sense. They have like some of these like growths that can make them stronger and better, like, because in most stories humans are like, they win with that power of determination. They don't win because they have like super special powers. They win because they're dicks. Like, everybody who's played Skyrim knows that like, yeah, it can be fun to play as like the guy who just does nothing but slashes people with a sword. But deep down, there's that little kid inside of you that says, like, I want to shoot lightning. I want to fire black holes from my hand. I want to teleport around. I want to drop kick people into a mountain because my feet are on fire. And then lightning summon a dragon with the fucking Naruto bullshit. And then a fucking spider comes out and eats your ass. Like I've heard before in my generation, you have to equip a speed boost. equip a speed boosting spell, and then consume the anus. That's right, bitches. Live fast to eat ass. Teach that in preschools. Imagine like that was like somebody like decided to fuck with the schools, so they like put that really close. They wrote that in Latin, and then they like put it in the front of like a school. And I'm not figuring out what it says in Latin because it's too much work. But like imagine like that's our school motto. Whatever, I don't know how to speak Latin. And then like they're like everybody says it like and then they like keep walking and they have it memorized in their head and somebody's like, well, what does it mean? Well, I heard it means bravery and honesty. I thought it meant courage amongst the others. I heard it meant strive for victory. And you look it up, it's like live fast, eat ass. And then you just gotta sit there like, Imagine if like people took those funny quotes that you hear in jokes and memes, and like on one arm it says live fast, eat ass. On the other side it says eat ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs. Like I feel like I want to see that tattoo. I want to see that on a fortune cookie. Like what's my ticket to success? Eat ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs. Your lucky numbers are 420, 69. And you gotta go home like, I feel like this is a sign. And then you don't know what to do from that point on because, like, I never encountered this before in my life. I have to rethink what I just did. But other than the Warhammer stuff, me needing to get into the animated Star Wars, alright, Warhammer, needing to get into the animated Star Wars, watch Star Trek The Next Generation. At the moment, currently, I am reading, if you can get that, Dead Man Wonderland. I'm on the fourth volume right now. And it's fucking cool. If you took the word edge and made a story out of it, it's pretty much that. It's so, like, it's weird, and it's good, and it has a girl named Shiro in it, and she is the cutest motherfucker ever. Speaking of cute, here's something I feel like needs to be spread on whatever platform you can figure it out. A little, I can call this a hot take, if you will, a controversial opinion, a symbol of diverse thinking. But I would like to say and state, for the record, cute is better than hot. Cute is better than hot. Put that in your pipe. And then immediately take it out because smoking is bad. I'm already at 34 minutes, and I don't think I'd have enough time to continue on with the whole... Oh, shit, 1:30. I don't think I'd have enough time to continue on with that train of thought, that branch of hot take. but I'm going to put down the basics. Alright. In my own opinion, this is my own logic. You can come to whatever conclusions you want. But if you're hot, then there's a 95% chance that you know you're hot. Which leads to you being what's colloquially known as a cunt. If you're hot and you know it and you don't have humility, then nobody wants to fuck you. I don't know. It may I don't know if I legit have anxiety, but I have enough of it to say oh, yeah, I can say something. Then you immediately cut off all the cooler people that would like to be around you. If you're cute, if you're hot and you do have humility, you're a lot more fun of a person to be around. Because yeah, this stat is the hot stat is above everybody else, or at least most people. But they're smarter than I am. This guy is tougher than I am. This girl's stronger than I am. So maybe I'll just be this guy in the group, and then I'll figure it out from there. And you're a lot more fun. If you know you're hot and then you use that as a joke every once in a while, people are gonna fucking love you. I guarantee it. Advice from the white virgin. Single guy gives relationship advice too. Electric boogaloo. But if you're cute and if you're cute, that there's a really good chance you don't know you're cute. If you're cute, there's a good chance you'll end up leading yourself into thinking this if you're strong and you don't look it, then you don't really call yourself strong. So you help out with stuff every once in a while. People love having you around because you are strong, but you don't look it and you don't feel like it because you don't look like those toned muscles and abs. I feel the same thing works with cute. You are incredibly attractive and beautiful as you are. But you're not using it like it's an attribute in a video game. Nose itches. You're not using it like an attribute in a video. You're using it like it's a passive skill that's there, and it's not high, that you don't feel like it's high enough. Oh, it's a 50 on my speech skill, even though I need it to be 100 to get all of these and crazy things. Even if it's not that high, you still get half of everything. People who are cute rather than hot are more they're approachable because they don't immediately you feel they don't immediately look down on you for being not as attractive. Like I said, I'm wearing a mask because I'm not exactly attractive. But that's exactly what I mean. I don't know if I'm attractive or not. I know I'm tall-ish. And I know I'm skinny. That's two things. But the third one I'm not sure about. It's a weird facet where you're not sure your looks, because who are you gonna ask? I don't know if I look good under this mask because I know I'm skinny and I know I'm tall-ish relative to where I live. But compared to who? who am I supposed to say that I look good next to? Am I gonna go to like, uh, am I gonna compare my face to like, who can I like compare it to that I know is like definitively ugly? Who am I gonna like? Am I gonna look at the Elephant Man and say like I'm beautiful compared to him? But like, yeah, you're compared to him. Compared to like Ryan Gosling or like, uh, compared to like Ryan Gosling or Andrew Garfield, I'm not that good looking. But like, we need to figure out who the most average looking person on Earth is, so we can like figure it out. We need. There doesn't need to be a sexiest man of the year, and there doesn't need to be a ugliest man of the year award. There needs to be the meh is like most human. That's what meh stands for. Most human. They're dead center in like, they're not hot, they're not sexy, they're not ugly, they're not gross. You wouldn't like the guy that you wouldn't give a shit if he sat next to you. We need to find that guy, put him on posters, and say like, where do you rate yourself on this scale? We need that. We don't need sexiest man alive, because if you say, like, Dwayne The Rock Johnson has been nominated for sexiest man alive. Who are you to say that? Like, not only have we not explored outside of this solar system, there are probes that landed on Mars and have landed on the moon and are being like jetted out to like look at other planets and look how pretty they are. And we have like telescopes and shit that can see what other universes look like. Like, look, what's that one? That one's Alpha Centauri 5. That one is, that's the Crab Nebula. That's all these different things. But we haven't even found any other intelligent life on any other planet or any other solar system or galaxy or anything. But we have the balls to make Miss Universe and Mr. Universe. Compared to fucking who? It's like, who are you comparing? Like, Miss Universe, Mr. Universe. There should be a prettiest man currently this year. And there should be a prettiest man this year and a prettiest girl this year. And like a third category titled I'm Not Gay. Damn. Yeah, there should be those three categories. There would be those three categories. The best specimen of female of the year, the best specimen of male for this year, and the person that has like gender non-specific beauty that you would legitimately like, is it a guy? I don't care. Guys would be like, I think it's a girl and it's turning me on, so I'll stick with that. And girls would be like, I really hope it's a guy, so I'm gonna stick with that. That's how it's gonna go. And it would be like, there needs to be those three awards. Modern Socrates. Saying that probably is going to get me, like, is probably going to make me look stupid. But here's how you counteract that. Socrates, I believe, said something along the lines of, I'm smart enough to know that I know nothing. So on that note, all you really have to do to get yourself comparatively similar to Socrates is say something along the lines of, I know I'm stupid, but I'm willing to learn. That's it. And I feel like there's a mindset that most people need to know, because I see fights and arguments started all the time, and people constantly debating whether or not they're right or wrong, even if everybody knows that they're right, but they refuse to change. They could say something along the lines of, it's not that they're wrong, be willing to accept if you're wrong. If somebody calls you out, if somebody fact checks you and says that well, this planet was discovered in 1986. Actually, it was discovered in 1993. Well, no, it was first theorized then. You start narrowing down what you say. No, on this Wikipedia page it says it was not even theorized until it was discovered. So, but they're like, well, your source is wrong. You go from trying to haggle your wrong information to straight up defending the entire wrong thing. Be willing to learn. Because there's 8 billion people on this planet. Not everybody is wrong. Not everybody is right. And there's 8 billion people on this planet. Not everybody's wrong. There's a few people out there who are right, and there's a few people out there who are wrong. And in the middle, there's a really big margin of people who are stupid. Not stupid as in they're pieces of shit. They're stupid as in they lack knowledge. They're ignorant. They need to know a few things. But then the wrong people are a lot louder than the right people, and the wrong people start gathering a force. The right people start opening buildings where they can teach it. And in the middle, a few of them get lost. And that's how you get flat earth people. I don't know. I didn't mean for it to go off on this tangent to where it is. And I gotta say, I'd prefer if I didn't do this a lot. I'd rather keep it with the nerdy stuff. But sometimes it gets hard, alright? Sometimes your mind will push you down a path until eventually you hit this weird hole where it's where do I dig myself out from? What am I gonna do from here? I already brought up gender roles. Gotta keep pushing it until eventually it hits racism. I'm not gonna do that. That's a little too spicy for me. But yeah. If you're willing to learn, this has almost hit 50 minutes so far, but on some notes for this from this video to kind of summarize everything that I've said. Be willing to learn. Have humility no matter what you look like. And live fast, eat ass. Alright, and it's almost hit 50 minutes, so I think for today, that's gotta be good. Like I said last time, this is gonna be fun. I can take about an hour out of my life and just keep talking. So, until next time, red sun setting. Bye, guys.